start talking, it will be recorded. So it's better to keep quiet. Okay, so in this course, in this chapter, I'm going to introduce the network connection setup within Linux. We talk about some network features, basic network troubleshooting. Lots of times, we are fighting fires, so we are fixing problems. If you're at workplace and many times people say this is not working, that is not working, network is not working, nothing is working, and we are fighting fires, right? We are firefighters. We're fixing problems. In other words, we are lots of time we spend lots of time on troubleshooting, and there's some advanced network troubleshooting skills. This is kind of skills you want to think, you want to learn. It's very similar, like if you go to a doctor and express your symptoms, and doctor start to diagnose. So you work like a doctor, or you are the IT doctor, computer doctor. You want to based on your experience, based on the symptoms of the problem, you want to give some conclusion, give some solutions. So there are some network configuration files, and different Linux, they use different directories. So network configuration is saved in a file. But even for Ubuntu or Red Hat, then the technology may change. So these are some directories. We're going to look at the settings. For example, if it says Debian, Debian is similar to Ubuntu. But today, Ubuntu is using another technology to configure the network. It's called NetPlan. It's not on this slide. So I would use a Ubuntu network configuration file, and it will take me to show you some command. I want you to write down this command, IP space A. You can try on your computer. This is to identify on your Linux. This is to identify the Ethernet interface IP address. This is the short term of IP address and the default action. The IP address is a noun. There's action as well. So action is show. So, but we don't put IP address show. We simply use IPA in this short term. And the basic command is IP command. And A is the address. And show is omitted. That's the default action. You can do IP address set. You can set IP. You can use IP address add. You can add IP. You can even use IP address modify. So maybe I'll show you in this Linux. I remember last time I had problem with this Ubuntu. I'm not sure if it's still working or not. Hi, come on in. So I just let everybody know this is recorded. All the voices are recorded. So I can post it, so you can review. Even last time I recorded some sessions. If you missed, you can watch. I found a way to record it. I think it's better for you. You can even review it anytime. It seems like, okay, it seems it's working. So I'm going to log in as Tony. And you try IP. Actually, I'm going to show you this command first. Maybe I'll put a magnify so people sitting at the last row can see. This is how many scale, how much scale? 200. Maybe one more. So this is showing the usage of IP command. It's kind of complicated. I want to explain a little bit of this command. So I can even use, because I'm using this recording, I could do, yeah, annotation. Okay. So color, I use red. Okay, so I don't even, that's interesting. My Linux, this IP is like yellowish or brownish. I never seen this before. Or it's only saw it last time. I don't know how to change this color. Maybe somewhere here. But anyway, this is IP command. This is the main command. Oh, that's interesting. It's automatically disappear. That's good. So we have some options, and then we have objects. So right now, the object we are using is address. For address, is the object. We just simply use A. You can put address address, no problem. But people tend to lazy. You just type IPA. That's fine. Another one after object is the command. So command is a so command is now showing here. So if I type IP address help, for example, IP address IP is showing a lot of usage, and these are the verb. So we could add address, and we could change address, we could replace address, lots of command, we could delete address, and the most common use is IP address show. And I just mentioned show can be omitted. If you just type IP address, the system take show command. Okay. So if you want to type the whole thing, no problem. If you are lazy, you just type IPA. So the full command will be IP address show. So IP is the command, address is the object, and show is the verb, is the action or the command. So here the command is the verb, object is the noun. So it could be, we could do address, we could do IDDR label, like address label, or like a MAC address. I don't even know what is MAC address. Neighbor, route, IP route. You can do IP route. Lots of things. We haven't used any options, and I just give you the command. Command is show. So this is the IP address show. Or IPA. Simply use IPA, you get the same result. So here there are two network connections. So there are two network connections. So it doesn't show two here. On my second can somehow the two is hidden. But let's look at this one, the first one. So let me erase every drawing. And this one, pen, vanishing pen. So this is the number of your network interface card. So this server has only one network interface card, ENS33, but it's numbered as 2 because every computer has this loop back. Every computer has this loopback network interface card. This is not real one. You don't use this card. You don't see it. And this name is LO, stands for loopback, and this address is always 127.0.0.1/8. This is loopback. So in terms of English, so the traffic is coming back. This is a loop back. So this network interface card, you can send any traffic to this card or to this address. The traffic never leaves the server. It's a loop back. So basically, the server send it and receive it by itself. This has some special usage circumstance. But you don't have to right now. You wonder why they need this. You just try to understand when you send traffic to that network destination, the traffic receives by the server itself. It's coming back, right? So you throw it away, it comes back. So it doesn't leave the computer. Nobody can see it. Just the computer receive it by itself. So this is called loop back. Okay, this is called loop back. So it's going out and come back. Actually, it's never goes out. Okay. And this is the actual network card. The second one, ENS33. And if you use Rocky Linux, you may see different names. That's fine. This is just the name, ENS33. And if you have another card, it could be ENS some other things, maybe 34, 35, maybe some other numbers. And this is the IP address, 192.168.206.128. This is my Linux kernel network address. This address is used by this computer, by this Linux, to access outside of the world. So for example, if my Linux want to access the internet, my Linux is actually use this card, ENS33. As I said, this LO loopback, the traffic never leaves the server. So you cannot use this card to access the internet. And also, if somebody wanted to access this server, they must access this IP of the card, because this 127 is never been accessible from outside of this server. So keep this in mind. So always has 1 and 2, and the actual card the computer used to access the outside is number 2. So this is a simple command, but lots of information here. The most important information is IP address. IP address. /24, we call it prefix length. If we talk about an address, we talk about the numbers before slash. This address is similar like physically your house address. We use it to deliver like parcels, mails. You can send the gifts to your parents, to your friends, or if you make some purchase online, they send this to your house. This is the same thing. So on the network, on the internet, so computers are using this address to send traffic, to receive message. Okay, so everybody has an address, so they can use this to access somebody else's computer. So this is where we get this information. Use IPA command. So now let's try, because a little bit hard to switch back and forth when I use magnify. And we don't have this configuration. So the Linux, Ubuntu is Debian. Rocky Linux is Red Hat based. So keep this in mind. We don't explain anything about OpenSUSE. So the most configuration is under etc directory. So if I check that directory, let's see. we can first change to our working directory to etc/etc. Use cd command. cd stands for change directory. So cd/etc. You can change to any directory, but now we are focused on /etc. And this directory contains lots of configurations. You use ls to list the content of this directory. And lots of information here. And if you wonder which directory you are in, you can use pwd, print working directory. And you can see you are under, I wonder something is blocking this. Let me adjust this a little bit. Okay, so yeah, now it shows. So when you type pwd, it shows your current working directory, print your current working directory. And view ls, and that's showing the everything under the current directory. And we don't have this interfaces file. So you can, if you try to ls, ls interfaces, we don't have that. So this slide is has the information is being changed. So the configuration file is actually under a net plan. If you cd net plan and you pwd, and you see I changed my directory to /etc/net plan, and you ls, and there is a YAML file. So the actual configuration is within the YAML file, YAML file. So maybe I need to update this slide, but for now, we can move on. If you're following this slide, if you don't see the interfaces file, that's fine, okay, because things are changed. And if you search online, I just searched, you see this is the YAML file. So this is interface name, settings, temporary settings. So this is the YAML file. Okay, etc net plan, under net plan. And the YAML file name, you can make it up. But the file ending with .yaml. So this is the configuration. And the sample configuration file, maybe I post this link in our communication, so you can have a look. So this is the configure networks. So I put it here. So you can see, you can click the link somewhere to open it up. And the IPA is the command to show the IP address and the configuration. The actual IP address right now is getting from DHCP. Does anyone know DHCP is getting the IP automatically, right? So So if we look up this file, we can use the cat command to look up this file. To explore the file content, we use cat. So there are two files. The first file is 01. The second file is 50. So Linux will apply the two files in sequence. So it's apply 01 first. And then is apply 501 at 50. Permission denied. So we use sudo. And it says DHCP4 true. And this file is important by indentation. You see the network start from the beginning and version start after 2 spaces, Ethernet after 2 spaces, ENS33 after another 2 spaces under Ethernet, and DHCP4 begins with another 2 spaces after ENS33. So this is important. I just give you this concept, but in this class, we don't really change this file. We are using DHCP equals DHCP:true. So network version 2, Ethernet, ENS33, DHCP :true. So if we go back to the link I gave you, it's similar. Network version 2, Ethernet. This one use another name, ETH line 0, and DHCP:true. This is the simple format. If we wanted to give static IP, there's another way to give a static IP by using this another term without using DHCP:true after the network name. Instead, it gives address : and give a hyphen, and you give the address, and you give a routes, and you give a name servers. So this is the a little bit complex file. This is the way to change the IP address. And this is Rocky Network Tools. So the second IP command is IP route. IP route will show you the router's IP your server is using. It shows as the default. It's showing as default via. So this is the router of my network. In other words, if my server, my Linux Linux sends a traffic outside of this network, the traffic is sent to this router. So this is the router's IP. So this is router's IP. Okay, so let's try a few commands to test the network communication. The first one is NC command. It's network. It's called network cat. So network cat works in the server mode and the client mode. So within the network, we have a client and server mode. So you have a server and you have a client. So I use this like a monitor to represent the client. I use this tower to represent the server. And client is asking or requesting information. The server is returns your information you ask for. Just like you go to a restaurant and you order some food, you are a client. And the waitress or waiters gave you the food. They are servers. They are a response to your request. They serve your food. Okay, so you ask for food, the server gives you food. Okay, you ask for water, the server gives you water. So this is the on the network, we use server and client to represent different roles. So this role, we can use a single computer to simulate. So we can use this computer to represent the client and send a request to itself, and the self is returns the request. It's something like a loopback. Okay, so this computer is a server and also is a client. We can use this netcat command to simulate. And on the network, when the client connect to a server, we use a TCP port number. Port number is a number that is used to identify the application or service the computer is giving you. For example, if you access a website, you are accessing website port 80 or 443. So this is the port numbers. Determines what kind of application you are accessing and what kind of information you are getting. So in this case, we can tell this server, but this 8,000 is we make it up. We just tell the server start port 8,000, and we can use open another console, or we can use this. Actually, this could be two computers. If you have, actually, let's do this. If you have a Rocky and you have a Ubuntu, we don't use one server. We use two servers. So on one server, you start NC-L 8000. So you start the server basically like you serves as a server, and you are waiting some people to request information. NC-L 8000. So you can, this port number can be could be 10,000. So, but let's try 8,000 right now. So I'm going to start NC-L 8,000. So after you run this, your server is waiting for people request. Basically, the server is standing there. Okay, you receive this the cursor is blinking here. So which means the server is ready to fulfill any tasks from a client. Okay, from client. So server is ready. So this is server started, and 8,000 is the port number. So how to access this server? So go to another computer. We only have another one is called Rocky, and we could access Ubuntu as a server on port 8,000. Oh, I didn't install it. Installed. So if you have another Linux ready, you can use this command, and instead the host name is your server IP address. So you can use your server IP address. Because I don't have this, I don't have Rocky, so I'm going to do this demonstration once I have Rocky Linux.